Alright, folks. This is going to be part 3. I'm sorry it's taking so long, but unfortunately we've lost a lot of people. Okay. Moving on. 28-year-old woman, name unknown, died June the 3rd, 2020. Age of death, 28. Cause of death, murder. Location, Smuts, Nagayama Informal Settlement. Buttersworth, Eastern Cape Province, South Africa. Disability, unspecified. While her caregiver was away, this 28-year-old woman's brother killed her, leaving her under a blanket with upper body injuries. Medics were called but declared her dead at the scene. Perpetrator, her brother, age 24. Apollo Harless, age 4. Name Penelope Arcadia Harless, age 3. Name Aviel Magdalena Harless, age 1. Name Apollo Harless, age at death 11 months. Died June 4th, 2020. Multiple murder-suicide. Location, San Antonio, Texas, USA. Disability, special needs. Esteban, Penelope, Aviel, and Apollo's parents gassed them with carbon monoxide before committing suicide. They also killed the family's 2 cats. Perpetuator, Jared Esquivel Harless and Cheryl Ann Harless. Billy Hobson, June 7th, 2020. Age of death, 94. Cause of death, murder. Location, Lewistown, Indiana, USA. Disability, Alzheimer's disease. Billy's son suffocated him because he had no dignity left and couldn't watch him any longer. Billy fought hard to survive, biting his son on the hand and making it impossible for the killer to pretend he had died in his sleep. The killer, hand bleeding, unnerved by Billy's determination to survive, immediately confessed to his sister and was arrested. Perpetrator, Mark L. Hobson, son, charged with first-degree murder. Kylie Mickens, June 8th, 2020. Age at death, 5. Cause of death, neglect. Location, Buford, Georgia, USA. Disability, 1p36 deletion syndrome. Kylie died from malnutrition and dehydration due to medical neglect. Her disability made it difficult for her to swallow, but her parents did not take her to the doctor, and she starved to death weighing only 7 pounds. Perpetuator, Jarrell Maurice Mickens, father, and Portia Danielle Mickens, mother, both charged with felony murder and first-degree cruelty to children. Joshua Vallow, June 10th, 2020. Body found. Last seen September the 23rd, 2019. Age at death, 7. Cause of death, murder. Location, Rexburg, Idaho, USA. Disability, autism. JJ's mother and stepfather killed him and his 17-year-old half-sister, Tylee Ryan. They claim they tried to cover up the children's deaths by claiming they were homeschooling or that children were staying with relatives. But their grandparents became worried and asked for a welfare check, and the children were declared missing. A storage locker was found full of the siblings' possessions. Finally, their bodies were found on the stepfather's property. Perpetuator, Chad Guy Daybell, stepfather, charged with 2 counts of destruction, alteration, and concealment of evidence. Lori Vallow Daybell, mother, charged with desertion and non-support of dependent children, resisting or obstructing officers, criminal solicitation to commit a crime, contempt of court, and willful disobedience of court process or order. Sherelle Martin, June 14th, 2020. Age at death 71. Cause of death murder. Location Wilmington, Illinois, USA. Disability unspecified. Used walker. Bud and his ex-sister-in-law had been arguing for a few days, an argument she ended by beating him around the head with his own walker. He was unable to tell the police who had beaten him before dying a few hours later. Perpetrator Donna Reynolds, ex-sister-in-law, charged with aggravated battery. Imi Yamamoto, June 13th, 2020. Age at death 44. Cause of death murder. Location Yokohachi, Prefecture, Japan. Disability unspecified. Imi's mother took her to a hotel and drowned her in the bathtub. She claimed she wanted to ease Imi's suffering. Perpetrator Ryoko Yamamoto, arrested on suspicion of murder. April Zavala, June 14th, 2020. Age of death 24. Cause of death murder. Location Elko, Nevada, USA. Disability autism. April's mother strangled her because she wanted to dress herself instead of letting her mother dress her. She said that caring for April during COVID pandemic has become too stressful. At the time of her death, April had not seen a doctor in several years. Perpetrator Judith I. Zavala, charged with first-degree murder. Kylie Larson, died June 21st, 2020. Age at death 13. Cause of death medical neglect. Location Painesville, Minnesota, USA. Disability perinatal hypoxic brain injury. Kylie's mother, alone with her because of her stepfather was on a fishing trip, and her brother was staying with friends, ignored alarms from her blood oxygen and heart rate monitor, repeatedly turning off the alarms, reducing the sensitivity, and eventually removing it altogether. Kylie died of respiratory failure. Kylie was a middle school student whose schoolmates often pushed her around the halls to hear her laugh. She liked to go outside, especially to new places. She enjoyed boat rides and spinning around in her wheelchair. Perpetrator Elsie Nelson, mother, charged with second-degree intentional murder and second-degree manslaughter. Frederick Johnson, died June 25th, 2020. Age at death 43. Cause of death abuse. Location Chicago, Illinois, USA. Disability schizoaffective disorder, epilepsy. Frederick lived with a couple who were supposed to care for him in exchange for his disability payments. His caregivers abused him, beating him and forcing him to do exercises for hours. When they beat him to death, they paid a friend to help hide the body. Perpetrator Santino Carter, caregiver, charged with first-degree murder. Dominique Beck, caregiver, charged with first-degree murder and neglect as a caregiver. And Brian Gray, charged with first-degree murder. Nicole Jakubeck, died July 5th, 2020. Age at death 54. Cause of death murder. Location Redmond, Oregon, USA. Disability multiple sclerosis. Nicole was a widow when she met her new boyfriend, but they broke up because he would not go to rehab. Her ex-boyfriend was arrested after a car accident while driving Nicole's car, which he had stolen. Nicole herself was found dead at her house. Perpetrator Clinton Kevin Holland, ex-boyfriend, charged with second-degree murder, drunk driving, criminal mischief, and second-degree assault. Diana Rosalie, July 9th, 2020. Age at death 51. Cause of death murder-suicide. Location Youngstown, Ohio, USA. Disability cerebral palsy. Diana's mother shot her in a murder-suicide. Perpetrator Susanna Kuons Cullen, mother. Clara Wright. Died July 10th, 2020. Age at death 72. Cause of death murder. Location Dakota, Minnesota, USA. Disability dementia. Claire's husband stabbed her to death. He claimed he could not watch her suffer. Perpetrator Joseph Bailey Wright, husband, charged with second-degree murder. Lamarian Thamar. Died July 15th, 2020. Age at death 4. Cause of death murder. Location St. Louis, Illinois, USA. Disability autism. Lamarian was beaten to death by his mother's boyfriend. He was a charming, handsome little boy who lightened up the whole room when he was in it. He'd make you smile even on your bad days. He loved being outdoors and playing with family. Perpetrator Demetrius D. Stewart, mother's boyfriend, charged with first-degree murder. Ryu Sakayama. Died July 17th, 2020. Age at death 17. Cause of death murder. Location Kyoto, Japan. Disability unspecified mental disability. Ryu's mother strangled him as she slept. She said she was tired of caring for him. Perpetrator Ayano Sakayama, mother, charged with murder. Sarah Karan. Died July the 23rd, 2020. Age at death 22. Cause of death choked, drowned, stabbed, and bludgeoned. Location Winchester, Virginia, USA. Disability Asperger's syndrome. Sarah's ex-boyfriend allegedly killed her by choking, drowning, stabbing, and bludgeoning. They had recently broken up. At 10 years old, Sarah gave out Pop-Tarts to people waiting at a local bus stop. As a teen, she was a Special Olympic swimmer, bowler, and roller skater, and rode on a float in the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival. She volunteered at a local food and clothing pantry. She loved animals, so she volunteered at the animal shelter. As an adult, she used to spend her Social Security check buying people steak dinners at a restaurant. When she moved out, her family worried that she'd be taken advantage of because of her kind and trusting nature. Sarah was living in a homeless encampment when she died. She had strong political opinions, backing the Affordable Care Act on social media. Case status. Larry Lee Mullenix III, ex-boyfriend, charged with first-degree murder, stabbing in commission of a felony, concealment of a body, and conspiracy to conceal. Clara Ann Perdue, charged with concealment of a body, declared mentally unfit for trial, second evaluation ordered by judge. Thaddeus Sven. Died July the 23rd, 2020. Age at death 2. Cause of death murder. Location Fresno, California, USA. Disability due to prematurity. Non-speaking feeding tube. Police grew suspicious when Thaddeus' parents reported him missing, but almost immediately stopped cooperating with missing child investigation. A few days later, Thaddeus' burned body was found, and they were charged with murder. Perpetrator Briseda Saran, mother, and Sukhjinder Saran, father, both charged with murder. Leslie Hartman. August 26, 2020. Age at death 46. Cause of death murder. Location Denton, Texas, USA. Disability paralysis, wheelchair user. Leslie's boyfriend, a sheriff's deputy, shot her, then claimed she shot herself. Instant messages show they were arguing about him shooting a milk bottle in the backyard. Later messages include a picture of him holding a pistol and a message police says refers to him shooting her. He also wiped his phone before police could take it into evidence. Leslie was a nature lover who cared about the environment. She was an artist that made stained glass and jewelry. She was excited about getting a new puppy. Her last text talked about how gorgeous the rain was. Perpetrator, J. Allen Rotter, boyfriend, charged with murder and tampering with evidence. Excuse me, allergies. Donna Harbor, September the 1st, 2020. Age at death, 81. Cause of death, murder. Location, Bell, California, USA. Disability, dementia. Donna husband shot her. Danny Harbor charged with murder. Abhijit Rajek. Died September the 1st, 2020. Age at death, 30. Cause of death, murder. Location, Calcutta, West Bengal, India. Disability, intellectual disability. Abhijit's uncle and sister-in-law murdered him by beating him to death with a shovel. They tried to make it look like someone had robbed the family and killed Abhijit by throwing two of the family's bicycles into a pond. But some days later, a neighbor hooked a bicycle on their fishhook and revealed their fraud. Perpetrator, Shanjan Rajek, uncle, and Priyanka Rajek, sister-in-law. Charged with murder, voluntary causing hurt for robbery, and conspiracy to commit a crime. Shanti, September the 2nd, 2020. Age 48. Cause of death, murder-suicide. Location, Patukate, Tamil Nadu, India. Disability, intellectual disability. Shanti's father poisoned her and himself. Neighbors heard Shanti screaming and rushed to her to the hospital, but it was too late and she died. Police said he was worried about providing for her. Perpetrator, Shalaya, father. Alright, folks, we're going to have to do part 4. This is unfortunately, tragically, a very long list. So, don't forget to comment, hit the like button, and folks, share. This is important. Bye-bye.